The doctor's order is in. The test results, they're finally here. For what's been plaguing us all, what's been plaguing society, Dr. Love, Dr. Pepper, he called me earlier to deliver these test results to you. And it looks like what your diagnosis is and what you've been struggling with is something called CTMAWYLL syndrome, otherwise known as caring too much about what you look like syndrome. This is a syndrome that's been plaguing me for years and seemingly the rest of society. It's been plaguing us all. So what do we do about this? What do we do with this diagnosis? What does this mean for you? What does this mean for me? How do you stop comparing yourself to Chad? How do you stop disconnecting and isolating yourself? How do you finally let yourself go out there? In other words, how do we rip this bad boy syndrome up and have it stop being the very thing that's keeping us in shame, keeping us in guilt, and most importantly, keeping us away from this idea of romantic love or this idea of intimately connecting with other people. When you have this inner critic part, this part will turn to what you look like and will use that as an excuse not to get out there and socialize. Hey, I'm not fit enough. Hey, I'm not skinny enough. Hey, my jawline isn't jaw enough. Hey, my face isn't symmetrical enough. Social media, in other words, have really affected us all, and we lost the beauty of our perception. If you want to understand how different a perception and a perspective can be, quite literally, if you're watching this video right now, stand up and turn your head upside down. Do like a handstand, just turn like you drop something on the floor, go and turn upside down and look at the reality. Look at the reality as if the floor became the ceiling. Just that shift can show how much ability your mind has to shift your mental perspective. And this is the same thing with mindset. But when we're constantly using our looks as a means to decide our worth, we're gonna be missing the whole point. I struggled with this throughout my whole life. I'm not going to lie. I constantly started comparing myself. Soon as I turned 14 years old, soon as I became freaking sentient, okay, as soon as I kind of realized what was going on, and soon as I realized, oh my gosh, I'm lonely, I'm disconnected, people around me, they're making friends, they're not, eating lunch in the bathroom, they're actually being normal, they're becoming a normie. How do I socially fit in? How do I hide my autism? How do I hide my dyslexia? How do I hide my insecurities? How do I hide myself? Not saying I'm actually autistic, but you get the idea. How do I hide my weird spectrum sensitive brain and emotions? How do I hide my uniqueness, my based intelligence, whatever you call it? How do I mask myself? How do I start looking like everybody else? We forget the subjective beauty that's in each and every single one of us. You would be surprised how many girls can find you beautiful for qualities having to do with your personality, having to do with your mind, your psyche, your freaking struggles. Again, when we just look at our struggles as pain bad, suffering bad, anxiety bad, antisocialness bad, loneliness bad, when we're just looking at it from that perspective and we're just thinking social good, fitting in good, normie good, being like everybody else good, having a similar life experience to all of your peers good. When we just kind of have this black and white way of thinking, we're missing out on the nuance that makes you beautiful. The nuance that makes your subjectivity more beautiful than ever before. I'm not any type of model, okay? I'm not any type of model. I'm merely just a person. I'm going to age. I'm going to die. Like each and every single one of you watching this video. And for a long time, I plagued my mind. I doom scrolled. I compared myself to other people, whether it was my anxiety driving that force or my deep-rooted insecurity and fear of being alone driving that force. But you can only do that to yourself so much until you realize, hey, this attempt at at comparing myself to others, it's so fruitless. It's so futile in its endeavor. It does not matter to my life experience, and it's just a waste of time. You can't perfect your looks anymore. You can't do this, that. What surgery can I get? What can I sign up for? It's just after a certain point, you have to accept it. You are who you are. You look like who you are. But at the end of the day, this human body of yours, that's ever changing. That's always in a constant state of flow. But your mind is what's powering you to have this human experience. So how can we appreciate that? How can we accept that? How can we not fight that? How can we realize that actually beauty is subjectivity and that a woman out there can find you beautiful? But when we have this mindset of always comparing ourselves to the black screen on our little tiny portable phones, we forget that we're actually beautiful. Once again, the main thing that's driving most of your insecurities is the fact that your mind is different, is the fact that your mind is unique. That's why you're in this space in the first place. Not good, not bad, but just you're different, you're unique. Don't let your uniqueness be the thing that stops you from recreationally mating in this life experience. I'm going to pull an affirmation card from the deck to see what you boys need to know, what you boys need to hear. And I urge you to repeat this affirmation back to yourself. Again, affirmations don't, fix all, cure all, but they're just good to keep in mind. We kind of got to power the affirmation voice. The teacher. I study and share wisdom with those who value it. This was a message for somebody, the teacher. So take that as it resonates, and I will see you guys in a later YouTube video.